United Shore media desk. We talk about the pitching matchup, and these two guys were dynamic a week ago today. This is back-to-back weeks where we've seen the same two guys go on the same day just 1 week later. Today, A.J. Coleman for Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, just one hit a week ago. Really used his fielders. On the other side, Ty Hensley, 2 walks to 12 strikeouts through 100 pitches and through 7 innings here at Jimmy John's Field. That's something that they wanted to see out of Ty, not only to show that he is injury-free, but to show that he can extend and go to 7 innings and pass that 100-pitch threshold. So a big-time outing for him, and looking to maybe sharpen that curveball a little bit. I was able to talk to him a little bit before the game here today, and he said he was throwing it for strikes, just didn't have that good feel that he likes out of that power 12-6 curve, as they call it. So without further ado, let's dive right into the starting lineups for today's game. First, for the visiting Utica Unicorns, lineups as always brought to you by AAA. Leading it off, the third baseman Adam De La Cruz. Batting second is the center fielder Coley Curry's begun to figure it out. A home run the other night on a line to the pole field. Nick Snyder batting third once again. A new addition to the lineup, a guy that hit over 400 in his last 2 seasons in the NAI at local Madonna. And Frankie Luska, he'll DH here tonight. Ashton Barzell hits 5th and plays right field. Ben Bavley plays second base and hits 6th. Then you have Derek Hurt, Malik Blaze, and Jordan Finney, the catcher, rounding out the order for the Unicorns. And as we told you, they're going against A.J. Coleman here today. For the home squad, the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Von Joshua will send out Freddie Geely at the leadoff spot. He wanted him to lead off at the beginning of the year. Just personnel-wise wasn't able to do it, but with Xavier Warren and Joey Weimer in the lineup, he has the luxury of doing that, so he's comfortable with that. Warren will foul. After that is Harris, Weimer, and Haffey in the middle. Comer, Olin, Williams Jr., and Jonathan Brandt will wind it out here today, and they'll face Ty Hensley on the bump. And you talked to Justin Orndorff about Ty Hensley, and it's almost like the reconstruction project that is the USPBL. There's a few guys, another guy on this roster in Nolan Clenny, and there's a few other ones that Justin Orndorff is trying to shape and be like Ty Hensley. He had 6 surgeries in his life, and he's back, pitching some of the best ball of his life, 95-mile-per-hour fastball plus. Want to get up to 97, hopefully consistently before he heads out of the USPBL. And the thought, and we've said it here on our broadcast, is that if there was a minor league baseball season, Ty would be pitching in that. So look out for that here today. I want to get to our Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan Kid of the Game, a new cool feature. We're asking fans to chime in and nominate their kids among teams and other things. You can check that out on social media and USPBL website as well. Today it's Austin Loeffler. He's a 9-year-old at a Pine Knob Elementary, and his favorite activity, playing outside. So we thank Austin and his family for submitting him, and he's your Blue Cross Blue Shield Kid of the Game. Well, our presenting sponsor today at Coppola Wines, and the family Coppola is dedicated to philanthropic efforts with the ultimate notion of one happy world. Seemingly impossible, it's about what could be possible. Together with No Kid Hungry and the family Coppola, we're focusing our efforts to provide 1.5 million meals towards ending childhood hunger in America. So that's some really good stuff as well. And something we talked about at the top of the show, it's a theme night here, our first of the year. As I try to get the papers down here, it's tough in the wind as it's picked up here, but Godfather Night here today. Looking forward to that. All throughout the broadcast, we'll bring you some trivia as well, 6 of them, so pay attention. They won't show up on the chats, but if you see that question on the screen, chime in on both the Facebook and the YouTube chat. So question number 1, which we'll answer a little bit later in our pregame show, who directed the Godfather movies? And it has a little bit to do, a little tease with our sponsor here today as well. So look for the answer to that one and the other questions as this broadcast progresses, and you get to win some really nice prize packs that Coppola Wines has put together. So look forward to that. Look forward to breaking down this pitching matchup even further with the Director of Baseball Operations. He knows these pitchers so well. He's putting them through that delivery value system. So we'll talk to him about these two guys here today, what they need to do to have success, and they have some keys to the game when we get back as well. On our pregame show, don't go anywhere. This is the USBBL Network.
Order Jimmy John's and we'll bring it to your car door. Leave it at your front door or have it ready for you at our drive-thru. Just use jimmyjohns.com or our app to tell us what sandwiches, drinks, chips, and cookies you're hungry for. When you want it and how you want it. We're ready.
The Chevy Trax from your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers has a sporty, compact design that makes it the perfect SUV for everywhere you like to roll. Lease a 2020 Trax LT front-wheel drive for just $222 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field, everyone. Well, we see David Baird has chimed in on our trivia question. Question number 1 of 6 here tonight. Who directed the Godfather movies? It was Francis Ford Coppola. So nice job by David Baird on YouTube. I believe he was the only one that chimed in as I look at the Facebook scroll here. And yeah, so good job by David. And we certainly want everyone to chime in on these trivia questions here tonight to win some fun prize packs by his very company, and that's the nice tie-in here today. So Francis Ford Coppola owns Coppola Winery, one of our fine sponsors here at the USPBL and Jimmy John's Field. They make fantastic wines for sure. We've even had the honor of hosting Mr. Coppola here for a game a few years back as well. He's a huge baseball fan. So thank you to Francis Ford Coppola Winery for being our presenting sponsor here today, along with these fine partners as well. AAA, Ascension, Belfour Property Restoration, the Detroit Medical Center, DTE Energy, Dunham Sports, Dunkin' Donuts, Jimmy John's, your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, Pepsi, Scott's, Summit Oral, and United Shore. We thank all those fine partners for not making only our league happen here today, but certainly these fancy 4-camera broadcasts that you've been looking at for the last couple weeks, and we appreciate everyone that is tuned in on these here today and certainly the last 3 weeks or so. Big time shout out to everyone at the USPBL for making these happen here today. Now time for your pitching comparison brought to you by Denso. We've already talked about it a little bit. Ty Hensley on the bump here today for the Unicorns. It's A.J. Coleman for the Beavers. Coleman comes in with his 4th appearance this year. Still looking for his first win, but that really doesn't tell the story. 16 2/3 innings pitched so far, 17 strikeouts to 5 walks. Ty Hensley, you know the story about him. His walk to strikeout ratio is dazzling so far. We might just see him signed by an organization here soon. We'll see, but he's pitching to that level, and we expect him to come out and have another fine game here tonight. As your starting lineups are being announced, Justin Orenduff, your guest color commentator for the second game here today, pinch hitting for Dan Griesbaum Jr., who will be back tomorrow, and we'll get his thoughts when we get back here on the USPBL Network. Stick with us. Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field, everyone. We encourage you to chime in on the chats, including guessing trivia, guessing some of our other contests that you can find on both Facebook and YouTube, and win a lot of stuff here today. So some great baseball and some free stuff. That's never a bad thing. Jeremy Idle alongside Justin Orenduff, the Director of Baseball Operations here at the USPBL. There you see A.J. Coleman. What are you looking for him in today's start?
Well, it's Coleman versus Hensley Part 2.
Yes.
They faced off last week, and it was a gem on both sides. Quick ball game, lots of strikes, quick, efficient innings. Game really moved along. So I just think it would be nice to see the same thing again. Yeah,
that was exciting. And you get on the edge of your feet, and you get some of your superstitious people. Do you say no-hitter? Do you not? What are your thoughts on that?
I think I used to be superstitious early, and you didn't want to say anything to anybody, but I think you just get so focused in, and eventually you kind of just, when you get to that level, you just kind of unfazed, and you have to kind of deal with the adversity piece or the distraction, and just continue to execute what you need to do.
Yeah, both of those guys having a no-hitter through 3, and stretching a little bit further and differently was A.J. Coleman. Just had 1 hit given up in that game. No earned runs from either side. Jared Price technically giving up that run in extra innings, although he didn't give up any hits. But when you have the runner on second base, the international style to start extras here in the USPBL, that's just something that happens once in a while. It's made to move the game along.
That is correct.
Adam De La Cruz, the veteran here in the USPBL, is leading off once again. You got 2 veterans leading off. It's De La Cruz for the Unicorns and Freddie Geely on the other end for Von Joshua's squad.
Yeah, and Freddie Geely's been here for parts of 3 seasons.
Yeah. Looking pretty good, above 300. Hit just 260 last year, so even better in the average column. Made some tweaks to that swing coming into this year, and De La Cruz trying to start it off right for the Unicorns. Strike 1 at 85 at 7:04 p.m. Overcast skies. The sun's starting to peek out a little bit here in a 77-degree evening here in Utica, Michigan. Beautiful.
Oh.
Hit De La Cruz on the interior that time. We've seen pitchers do that, but partly because they're just pitching aggressively inside, right?
That's usually the case.
Yeah. There isn't a lot of bad blood, I wouldn't say, in this league.
Not yet.
Not till we get to the nitty-gritty, and they're all bunched up like they are right now with 6-7 wins at the top of the standings. So runner on first to begin this as Coley Curry steps up now. High chop to Geely, tags at second base, not easy to do.
Nice play.
And completes the 4-3 double play. Curry's got some speed down the line to have the awareness that Geely was, not to panic, slapping the tag on De La Cruz, still getting Curry over at first. It wipes off the leadoff HBP here. Nick Schneider, your third man in the lineup here for Jim Essian's squad, as that one reigns outside 1-0. Snyder with a 7-for-29 start. There's some pop in this bat. He's hit 1 home run so far this year. 1-0 pounds the zone at 87. So different styles for Coleman and Hensley. Coleman more of your command guy, but he's got some movement on that fastball.
Yeah, he's definitely got more of the horizontal movement compared to Hensley's vertical. He's going to throw kind of that hard sinker in a little bit and rely on his slider. But the command, both sides of the plate, is very good so far.
Does have a 2-seam grip on what acts like a sinker ball. 2-1 pitch is off the plate outside. Likes to work very quick. Got that from his grandfather, who knows a thing or two about pitching. 17 years in the bigs.
That helps.
I'd ask him every question I have. This one on the corner for strike 2. Cy Young, a winner back in 1970. 24 wins, 40 starts for Grandpa Jim Perry, as this one is outside to Nick Snyder for a 2-out walk here. And I think if you're going to inherit one thing from anybody, working quick is never a bad thing if you can command it like he does.
Well, most of the time, historically here at Jimmy John's Field, we enjoy the pitchers that work quick and move the game along, and it's nice and crisp, and you get the fans out of here at a reasonable hour, and kids get to bed.
Here's a newcomer to the United Shore Professional Baseball League. It's Frankie Lasca, product of Madonna University. Hit 400 in his senior year in the NAIA. 7 bombs, 11 doubles. Talk to his college skipper. We'll get to that as his broadcast progresses. On the ground, second base side, Geely has had a good inning defensively as he gets Coleman all the outs. So the 4-3 double play and then the 4-3 ground out to Strand. The 2-out walk here sends us to the bottom of the first with Hensley popping out of the dugout after this on the USPBL Network.
Right, up here and loop around the Thank you guys so much. Give it.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club, only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club. Join today, starting at just $21.99 a month.
Well, a couple birthday shout-outs here this evening. Happy 10th birthday to Luke. Love Mom and Dad. So hello, Luke. Hope you're having a great 10th birthday. Also, a big hello and happy birthday to a fan of the broadcast and a big-time Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers fan as well, and Sarah Kloosterman, United Shore employee. So hello, Sarah. Hoping you're having a fine birthday here today as well. There's Ty Hensley, a guy who has great numbers coming into today. Just 2 runs giving up. Both of them earned 18 innings on the bump, 6 walks to 28 Ks, and most importantly, Justin, 103 pitches, injury-free, and a whole season injury-free last year.
That's correct, and it's also Ty Hensley's birthday.
Is it really?
So shout out to Ty Hensley. Happy birthday. Big day. But yes, injury-free Ty Hensley last year, more innings pitched here in the USPBL his entire career with the Yankees. So he's progressively worked his pitch count up each start here, and we just want to see him continue to progress.
Fastball, power, curve, changeup, cutter. Really relied on his fastball and curveball last contest against this Beaver squad. First pitch to Freddie Geely is whittled off and foul. Geely off to a good start. 3 for 23, that's 10 for 31. And the AB so far, 6 runs scored as well. He's hit a homer. Did not do that all of last year. Solid defensively out there again in the last half. That one got in on his hands at 91. Good job to just get something out of that.
And we talked about Julie being here for parts of 3 seasons, and he's played on 3 different teams.
Right.
And as his skill set has improved, obviously he's an everyday player for us now, but the bat continues to improve, so we're very excited.
0-2, little pop fly in the left. Hurt and Blaze converging, and it's going to be Hurt in short left field to make the catch. Here's a look at the Unicorns' defensive alignment. It's Hurt in left, like you know, Curry in center, Barzal in right, De La Cruz at third base, Blaze at short, Bavley at second, Snyder over at first, and Finney completing the battery here today. And you talk to Ty Hensley, and he raves about his two catchers that he's thrown to, and Jordan Finney and Antonio Torres, given the situation. These guys not having a lot of time with each other outside of the games, quite frankly. I mean, you got a few practices, here and there. I mean, we mean a few, but that's about it.
Yeah, we've had to catch up really quickly. Obviously, we had, I think, in total 4 days maybe where between guys getting COVID tested, getting physicals, and starting to work out with teams before the first game. Now, we built some days after kind of that opening weekend for guys to get acclimated, but all in all, we feel like we're just kind of coming out of that spring training period.
Here's a 1-1 from Hensley, 91 in the dirt. 2-1 on Xavier Warren. Boy, is Von Joshua happy to have Xavier Warren hitting second and Joey Weimer hitting fourth.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
To an already pretty good lineup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball to center. Looks like he got under that one a bit. Bardzell waiting for the second out.
Yeah. First-year manager for Vaughn. We got to throw him a couple
right?
guys, right?
Yeah, I don't know if deflated is the right word, but he was certainly disappointed when Sam Troyer went down with the broken hand, out 4 to 6 weeks. Any update on Sam?
He's going to see the doctor next week and probably go into a cast for 4 weeks.
Okay.
And, so he'll still be out at least another month.
Here's the first pitch to Harris. The curveball doesn't break all too much. Left up at 77. Hensley said he didn't have a great feel for his curve, but he was still able to throw it for strikes in the last contest. 1-0 is in there for strike one, and as a former pitcher, that's all about feel right out of the pen, right? Sometimes you have it or you don't at that moment.
I mean, most of the time, yeah. When you leave the pen, you have your stuff, and there are cases to where you leave the pen. There was a good curveball, and you walk away thinking, I don't really have much at all today, and all of a sudden, there it is in the game.
31.23 on the spin rate. That's very good if you don't know.
Very top level.
Major league average around 2,500. He had a couple of those 3,000 plus ones last contest. 1-2 swing and a miss at 79 as he buried that one downstairs. And boys, that's a 1-2-3 breeze again for Ty Hensley. Fly out to left, fly out to right, and then the strikeout. He's able to dust 3 pretty good hitters here in the first inning as we remain scoreless. Here's question number 2. Some more prizes on the line here on the Godfather night. Who first says the phrase, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse? So we will not give you that answer quite yet. That'll be a little bit later in our broadcast. You a big Godfather guy?
I am. I enjoyed the first one the most, I think.
Do you know the answer there?
I do.
We'll let you reveal it in the bottom half of this inning here as 4-5-6 coming up for the Utica Unicorns as Ashton Bardzell, Ben Bavley, and Derek Hertz. First inning for A.J. Coleman. He hit the first batter he saw on Adam De La Cruz and had Coley Curry ground out to second base. Good alertness by Gila to kind of turn around and tag Adam De La Cruz in between first and second. The chew-out walk by Nick Snyder, and then the ground out to Frankie Laska. Maybe missed his spots a couple times in the first, but other than that, pretty good.
Yeah, he batted back, made some pitches.
And for the most part, that's what some of your top-line pitchers in the USPBL have done, at least in their first couple starts. I mean, we've seen some base runners, but these guys have done a great job of stranding them.
That's exactly right. I mean, each year, I think we mentioned last night that, we groom the guys to, in the season before, the next year to come out and you get those stellar pitcher matchups and they can carry us deep into ball games. And always know what we're going to get.
Pam Perry Coleman says, Grandpa Big Jim watching from North Carolina along with Little D. How about that?
Very cool.
So hello, Jim Perry. I'd love to jump on the phone with you one time if you're willing to talk pitching and talk about your grandson and what you've taught him. We're going to go just with that. Ashton Bardzell, Ben Bavley, and Derek Hertz here to start the second inning. Ground ball. Ooh, that was a tough hop off the mound. And into center field for a base hit. Your thought when one of those comes at you is what? get out of the way?
That's what I do.
Yeah.
It's hit hard enough that I'll just tip my hat to the hitter and say, all right, you can get to first.
Here comes Ben Bavley now. This is a bat that Jim Essian likes. He hasn't been able to get it rolling quite yet. 3 for 20, but he likes that left-handed stroke that he's got. First hit on the board for either of these two teams. 1-2-3 frame for Hensley in the bottom of the first. Bavley going to shoot this one the opposite way, sinking and running into the fence out there. Olin made a good bid. Check the defensive alignment for the Beavers now. It's Olin in left, Harris in center, Weimer out in right. You have Xavier Warren at third, Haffey on the other side, and Julian Brantz up the middle with Cameron Comer laying down the signs here tonight. Coleman likes the first one he sees, but he picks over to first base here. What's the best move you've seen out of a guy in the USPBL over these 5 years?
That's a good question. I'd have to go into the memory bank here.
There's been a lot of arms that have went through and a lot of arms that have graduated, quote unquote. This one on the ground, first base. A good turn to second, over to first. Easy.
Like Haffey flashing some leather over there.
And it all starts with him. He was calm. It rode up on him a little bit, but used both hands and was able to feed to second in time. And 2 double plays turned by A.J. Coleman so far. Now Derek Hurt will get a shot. The 7th place hitter in this Unicorns lineup. Malik Blaze would come up if he can get on. That's your Zach Hart Agency man on deck here in the second. Hurt to start the year, 3 for 24. 1 extra base hit. It was a double, and he gets drilled in the numbers there. Second hit batter for A.J. Coleman. First was to your first batter in Adam De La Cruz. He was erased on the double play. Here comes Malik Blaze. So this Unicorns team has had trouble scoring runs so far this season, but the pitching has kept them in every ball game, it seems like.
Yeah, with Bobby and Nolan coming out of the pen, they've been consistent. Those were guys, they were here last year, so we know what to kind of expect from them.
Here's case in point. They've scored 28 runs through 9 games, but their opponents have 17. So
right.
If you're going to get a low output offensively, you want your defense and pitching to catch up, and they've answered the bell.
It's a recipe that works.
Here's the 0-1 outside. Did you find it more frustrating or more compelling for you on the mound when your offense was struggling to get runs, you think?
Well, very frustrating. There was a period in time when I was a junior at VCU, and I think they scored 2 runs for me in 5 or 6 starts. So you naturally then start to think that you always have to do more. And over a period of time, it's like, you go out there and you do your job, and maybe they kind of get on their heels a little bit, but, it does become frustrating.
Here's the 1-2 to Blaze now outside. Jeremy Otto alongside Justin Orenduff, the Director of Baseball Operations here at the USPBL. Glad to have Justin on back-to-back nights here. Give some extra perspective into what's going on here in the league and what these guys are working on. 2-2 in motion, doesn't matter as he's able to fan Malik Blaze for his first K. So, again, able to strand another base runner. He's had 3 in total so far this game, but no problem for A.J. Coleman so far here today. So the answer, who first says the phrase, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse? Justin, give it to him.
I would have to say that's Vito Corleone.
Yes. Very good. Very good. So continue to pay attention on the broadcast here tonight. That's just 2 of 6 questions that we're going to give you here tonight with a chance to win some prizes in addition to the other prizes on the line. And look at this young man fly to second base here. DTE Energy Kids Race, the mascot.
He's moving.
And Buzz is making a nice jog. Let's see if he turns and the Jets are on the third base bag. He's challenging him to home plate here, but this young man is going to just stretch it out in those unicorns colors. And a nice job and a nice finish to win your DTE Energy Kids Race, the mascot, here today. And to get a shirt like that young man has, you can march your way right to the USPBL website right now. Maybe you want a Beavers jersey or a Beavers hat. A lot of good merchandise out there with some cool logos. So check out the merchandise store on USPBL.com. 4-5-6 coming up to face Ty Hensley. Joey Weimer, Ross Haffey, Cameron Comer. Next to the Hoppers, this Beavers lineup has been one of the hotter teams. One, two, three back in the first inning against Ty Hensley. Fly out to left, fly out to right, and then the strikeout to Romero Harris. A couple nice breaking balls to finish off Harris in the first.
Yeah, after the first one, he left up. He got his feel there.
So that's good to see. Real strong spin rate on a couple of those last ones to get out of the frame unscathed. Here's one of your more exciting Milwaukee products and Joey Weimer coming to the dish here. We could see some more guys like this potentially in August. That's a unique opportunity that the USPBL faces here, obviously trying to develop a lot of these guys. And we've seen countless stories such as Ty Hensley, but also an opportunity for a guy like Joey Weimer to get some work where there's otherwise no season for him.
That's right. There's not a lot of work to be found at this day and age. So the USPBL, we're definitely in a position moving forward to allow guys like Joey to fulfill some ABs and get his work and obviously prepare for next season.
Native of Temperance, Bedford, the Kicking Mules out there downriver. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball, soft served into right. Got a good piece of that one. And he swings an aggressive bat, doesn't he?
Very aggressive.
He's one of those guys you want to sit down and watch in BP.
He's a very physical guy. He got a lot of speed.
That's the thing. I mean, and that's arguably what got him to the level he is right now, being one of the top prospects in the MLB in the Milwaukee system. I mean, he's a guy who hit 260 with some pop in college, but 20-plus steals each year. That will raise some eyeballs too, right?
Yeah, that helps out.
Ross Haffey, a guy who's been swinging a pretty good bat lately, 6 for 25 all put together. We talked about it yesterday. He's going to see time on nearly
every game.
Every game, yeah, this week. Is that this week or just in general that you want to see from him going forward?
Well, it'll definitely be this week. And, we wanted just to kind of accelerate some ABs for him, kind of get him into a rhythm, work on a couple things in terms of timing. And so we just want to kind of allow him the most opportunities we can.
That one fought off inside. 1-1. Haffey's a guy who he gets a good swing at a ball, it's going to go far. Got under this one and popped it foul. 10 home runs last year for Ross. Really the only guy, along with Cameron Comer, that was able to figure out Ty Hensley a week ago. Had a strong base hit. Comer ended up with a couple base knocks against Ty. 1-2, nice 88-mile-per-hour biting pitch to the outside for strike three.
And there's that cutter that Ty will use occasionally to give a little bit different look. So it's a nice accompaniment to his arsenal.
You just want him to watch that arm slot, right, when he throws that cutter?
Yeah, because his fastball and his curveball kind of come out of the same slot, same tunnel. And his his cutter there comes out of the same tunnel, but it's got some different action there, kind of going more horizontal.
Finney can't quite smother that one. An easy walk to second base for Joey Weimer. 1-0 as well on Cameron Comer. 3 doubles and a home run so far for Cam. He's driven in 7. Is a fly ball to left, chasing Hurt towards the line.
Ooh, nice
he
play.
runs into that as he chucks into the wall. Did he hold on, though? No, he did not. And a good job by Comer to run it out over there.
Seemed
but
like
he's still alive.
Yeah, it's the out.
Oh, he did call, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when he started running back towards the field to throw it, he lost control of the ball.
I just saw the home plate umpire wave his arms, which I thought he was saying safe, but that is the second out of the inning. Alec Oland look to keep things going with a runner in scoring position. Anytime you get a runner in scoring position against Ty Hensley, like, yeah, we got to capitalize right here because we might not see another one. Oland, he's played on quite a few rosters. 5 for 33. There is some light at the end of the tunnel, though. 7 walks compared to 13 strikeouts. A lot of time at the top of the order. We've seen him start to creep down a little bit as the season has gone on. Hensley holds, fires 91 for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch is high. You talk to Ty Hensley, and the number one thing he says is, I'm having fun again. And that can go a long way.
You can do a lot of good things when you're having fun out there. You're not thinking too much about things outside of your control, and you look forward to being out there. And it's amazing how the results kind of start to go in your favor.
And I'm going to speak for him a little bit here, but, 6 years, 6 surgeries almost later, I mean, you come out of surgery 2, 3, 4, it's got to be in the back of your mind, like, hey, yeah, when's the next one, even though you try to block that out mentally, but he's at a point now where he feels good in a spot mechanically where you feel he can sustain what he's doing.
Well, yeah, and that's just as a testament to his aptitude, someone who's been through so much, but you meet him and you would never know the history there. Just the perseverance to kind of keep it going and keep the dream alive. And, we're glad that he landed in the USPBL, and we try to help him as much as we can. And, so far, he's, I think you're right where he needs to be, and hopefully get to that next step.
At 89, got Olin swinging there. His 3rd strikeout of the contest as well. Second here in the 2nd inning. It's a pretty good start for Ty Hensley, able to strand the leadoff single here in the 2nd, reach 2nd, and Joey Weimer strikeout, fly out, and strikeout as well. Well, our 3rd trivia question involving the Godfather. It's the Godfather night here at Jimmy John's Field. Who is the only non-Sicilian in the Corleone family? You know that one. Don't say yet, but
I do know.
All right. We'll test your knowledge again. Wait a half inning. We'll be there. Another fun in-game promotion here at Jimmy John's Field. It's target practice down there. So he's got to take that water gun and try to knock those glasses down as he takes the bucket and dumps a few out in the end as A.J. Coleman back out there for the Beavers. So some traffic, 4 base runners in total. They haven't seen a lot of time. I mean, we've seen 2 double plays. Good one turned by Ross Haffey in the top of the 2nd inning to erase the leadoff single. Then the 2-out hit by pitch to Derek Hurt. The strikeout swinging to Malik Blaze, and that is where we are here in inning number 2. Jordan Finney, Adam De La Cruz, Coley Curry, 9-1-2 in the order here for the Unicorns. Your Zach Hart Agency, 3 men on deck here. I'll have Justin Ornduff on as this broadcast goes on. Has a few more duties here today, so he has to step off for now, but look forward to picking his brain a little bit later in this contest as well. First pitch to Jordan Finney in there for strike 1. He's the only Unicorn not to bat yet. 2 for 13 start for Jordan. 2 walks compared to 4 strikeouts. Flubbed to a perfect spot, maybe. Geely plays it across his body. Nice play. He makes some of your non-routine plays look routine. Adam De La Cruz coming back up now. Rain Renfro Holly on Facebook says cheering for Derek Hurt. Tisha Mitchell says way to hustle by the Unicorns earlier on in this game. So we thank everyone for watching here today. First pitch breaking ball on the ground to Warren. Fields his position well as he long arms it over to first base for the second out here in the third inning. So 2 up and 2 down. That's exactly what A.J. Coleman wanted. And when you look at his start from last week, exactly a week ago here today, he used his defenders to near perfection. So one end, a guy who pitches to contact and a guy with more movement and less velocity than Ty Hensley, but he's just as efficient out there. He actually allowed 3 less hits than Hensley did, but the 12K certainly lights up the board. But give a lot of credit to A.J. Coleman. He was just as effective as Hensley in that game, even though the numbers, 1 walk to 5 Ks, might not be as dazzling. But there's something to be said about having a guy like this on your roster. I mean, you have a guy like Hensley, throws 95 one day, then you come back and say a 3-game series if you're talking about minor league or MLB baseball, and you have a guy that throws 87 with command. I know we've compared him a little bit to Doug Fister. I mean, he's a quick worker. He's got a similar frame out there. 6'8", 240. Three and 1 here on Curry. Here's the 3-1. Popped him foul. Kathleen Torres on Facebook says nice throw, Xavier. Tina Marie Schneider says go Unicorns with that unicorn emoji. Wayne Renfro watching from Arkansas. Tammy Hurt says great catch, Derek. This one low and inside to Coley Curry here for a 2-out walk. So he's had a base runner in every inning, but he's been able to strand all of them thus far. And let's see if Nick Snyder can change that here for the Unicorns. Well, this game a week ago, 1-0 your final in favor of this Utica squad. That run scored in the top of the 8th inning in extras. If you're not familiar, the USPBL goes with those international rules. So in extra innings, you start with a runner on second base, and that was capitalized on right away by the Unicorns. Colin McClellan coming around to score off the bench. He's not available today for Utica. Their 2 reserves are Torres and Smith. Torres, your second catcher, and Jalen Smith getting a day off. Still trying to get that bat going. Here's the 0-1. Out in front at 78. Now the 0-2s outside. So his outing on the 23rd, a great bounce back from his outing on the 15th. He went 4 2/3, 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 4 walks to 3 Ks and 76 pitches. This one on the corner for strike 3, and Coleman is able to dust off Nick Snyder here in the 3rd inning. Another great job to strand the 2-out base on balls, and a good job to use his defense as well. Now time for JJ the Water Boy. JJ, the popular field general here at Jimmy John's Field. Can see him walking around the press box pregame once in a while. And the concourse, everybody loves to see JJ. This promotion brought to you by Michigan First Credit Union. Gets a nice treat for delivering that water to our umpire here today. Water has been so important to us broadcasters when we were outside at one portion in this season, to the players, to our cameramen. Spencer, our crew chief out there, we call him. He's the everything man in our camera crew. We had to give him some water at some point last week. Spencer didn't hydrate. Now he has, I think, before every game. Now it's time to answer question number 3 on your trivia question. Who is the only non-Sicilian in the Corleone family? Your answer, Tom Hagen. There he is. So congratulations to our winner of prize number 3 of 6. Yes, 6 prizes, 8 if you include the other ones, which have now become a gamely thing here in the USPBL. We'll see Ty Hensley come back on the bump here in the 3rd inning. His first inning saw the leadoff walk, make it a single back in the 2nd. Strikeout, flyout, strikeout. So 3 Ks in total so far for Hensley. Ron Williams Jr., Jonathan Brandt, Freddie Geely, your Zach Hart agency, 3 men due up here in inning number 3. Ron Williams Jr., 6 for 24 to start the year. Good amount of walks, 5 of them compared to 8 strikeouts so far. He's shown a little extra base pop, but the big thing when you talk to Von Joshua about Ron is his ability to go to first, to second base, to third base. Yanks this one to right, and Barzell is in for out number 1. We saw him go to second base for the first time when Sam Troyer went down with the eventual broken hand after he got hit in the hand. Troyer was your everyday third baseman before that for this Beavers squad. We've seen Freddie Geely shift from the number 2 hole to the leadoff spot. That's how it's going to remain for the foreseeable future here. And that's the original plan coming into this season for Von Joshua. He did miss his cleanup hitter. May see him at some point as regular cleanup hitter expected to bring here. Troyer obviously going down. We've seen some guys struggle that he thought would produce, so he's had to move around the lineup a little bit. They're still trying to get Drew Thomas going, one of the power hitters on this Beavers squad. He's one of the available guys on the bench here today, along with Austin Shoemaker. Here's a 1-1 from Ty. Change of speeds at 79. First strike number 2. Changeup is look good along with the curveball here tonight. Rides outside. 2-2. Doing a great job of attacking hitters tonight as Ty. Even pitch now. Curveball. Brandt lifted the hands to reach it out of play. Joshua still trying to fix the stance a little bit of Jonathan Brandt. Thinks he's a little tilted with his upper body, but he's working on things and listening to everything Vaughn has to say as There's out number 2 quickly. 5 straight outs recorded by Ty Hensley here. And fans got a USPBL baseball. It's a nice ball, just like any other pro baseball out there by Rawlings. Andy Appleby, the commissioner, with his autograph on it as well. Here's the first pitch to Freddie Geely. Downstairs at 92. Hensley has gotten to 94 so far here tonight. 1-0 is outside. Geely, along with his 10 for 31 start, 6 runs scored. Also driven in 5 for the Beavers, ahead in the count here as he checked his swing at a 3-0 count. It's the first 3-ball count that we've seen from Hensley so far here today. The 3-0. 91 for strike 1. Hensley really liked the way he commanded the full game with all his pitches the last time out. Liked how he got ahead of hitters and kept it that way. As gets soft contact again here. So different here in the third inning. No strikeouts, but he shows he can also use his defenders as well. Fly out to right, a line out to center, and a fly out to left. Close game here at Jimmy John's Field again.
With Equinox from your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, the sky isn't the limit. Lease a 2020 Equinox LT front-wheel drive for just $261 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At FSBCares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBCares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Well, here we go. Listen up. Trivia question number 4. I'm the Godfather Night here at Jimmy John's Field. Who is John Fontaine's character rumored to be based on? Again, who is Johnny Fontaine's character rumored to be based on? Chime in on the chat streams on Facebook and YouTube, and you could win a Coppola Wines prize here tonight. Here comes Frankie Luska for his second USPBL at bat here. 0 for 1 today with a ground out second base side to Freddie Geely. First pitch to Luska is in for strike 1. So a cool thing, as I was talking to his college skipper and Teddy Faulkner over at Madonna, Luska kind of taken the spot of Taylor Jellikowski as a Crusader as he punches that one into right field for his first professional hit. So Jellikowski obviously thrived here in the USPBL and is under a year's worth of time of development under Jim Essian's squad. But Luska, a guy who filled the shoes, quote-unquote, of Jellikowski at Madonna, and in Teddy Faulkner's words, he didn't miss a beat. He said he sees the ball as better as anybody he's seen since Jelly. So it's cool to see him take over there, and in a sense, Not exactly, but take over and play and follow the footsteps of Jellikowski here in the USPBL as well. And we're hearing that Taylor is going to be around starting this weekend, going to get some reps in. First pitch to Bardzell's follow. Not reps in that he's going to be on a team again, but going to get some live swings in on a field, which for a guy who was in the Minnesota organization, obviously went down to spring training and got some hacks in there, but quarantine, not much besides the cages. So it'll be good to see Taylor Jellikowski out here again. 0-1 again, fought off inside at 85. And he's actually been working with Frankie Luska at some catching. So they're still looking to see what position they'll have Frankie play at the next level. He's played some third base in college, some outfield. It's likely we will see him take some reps in left field as a Unicorn. 0-2 is outside. Jim Essian has done a good job of working the NAI and getting guys like Frankie, like Jellikowski, some guys out of Davenport. Now they've flipped to the GLIAC in Division II here recently, but uncharted waters for some scouts, and sometimes you don't know what you're missing. Look at a guy like John Schreiber. He was in the very conference that Luska and Jellikowski played with in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference in the NAI. Played for the University of Northwestern Ohio down in small-town Lima. Here's the 2-2. On the ground shortstop side. Brandt's going to have to hurry, and I think that got to him. As we're going to have an E6 to start this fourth inning after the single. Not sure he was going to get Ashton Bardzell, even if he hurried over at first with the short tapper and him having to move to his right. And that young man has gotten a foul ball. It's always fun to see the smiles on a young man's or woman's face when they grab a foul ball at a professional game. They'll remember that for quite some time. And they'll remember it as a socially distanced crowd. It's a hot ticket here in the USPBL. Less than 100 in the building as this one dives inside. And if you think about it, I mean, unless something drastically happens in the major leagues, I don't know what some of those other Frontier League pods are doing. We see one in Joliet. 1-0 pitch is a tapper up the middle past Coleman. Geely is all over the place here today as he collects the first out in a big spot, but both runners do advance. But my point, I mean, this could be the only professional game in the United States that you can attend. And I'll have to check into some of those other semi-pro / independent league pods that are going on. We've had a couple of guys come over from them. One leave us, and Pat Adams, he went to Joliet, Illinois to play for the Slammers. Second and third with one out. Derek Hurt trying to do some damage against A.J. Coleman. So traffic in every inning thus far against A.J. He's been able to strand all of it. Has gotten 2 double plays. Freddie Geely has been a part of both of them. Really heads up play on the first one back in the first when he led off the game with a hit by pitch. Able to tag De La Cruz going to second and throw over to first to net down Curry. Falls off the plate at 78 there. Corners are in here with one out and important runs on the base pass here. What a diving play by Brent. Gets up, heaves, but not in time, and the run will score. So if nothing else, he at least secured that Bardzell wasn't scoring, but nice job by Frankie Luska as he comes all the way around, gets his first pro knock, comes around to score, and now Derek Hurt gets himself an RBI groundout. Second out of the frame. Here comes Malik Blaze. Struck out to end the second inning against A.J. Coleman. First pitch to Malik, tipped into the glove at 85. All right, technical difficulties here on the USPBL Network. We thank you for sticking with us here. Another run has scratched across the plate. It's 2-0 in favor of the Utica Unicorns. Ashton Bardzell able to come home. Malik Blaze able to single and pick up an RBI. And now Jordan Finney trying to extend the inning even further here. The bottom of the order for the Unicorns. 0-1 is outside, 1-1 on Finney now. Adam De La Cruz, your Zach Hart agency man on deck here. That one outside for ball one. Make it ball two. 2-1. Jeremy Addo bringing the call here tonight on the USPBL Network. So glad you could tune in. 2-1 pitch is on the corner for strike two. So A.J. Coleman 1 out away from working out of this now. Gonna look at the runners on first and second here. Now the 2-2 pitch. Soft serve to right. That baby's going to get down, and they're going to not test the waters as Hurt rounds the bag but remains at third. And just kind of playing station to station baseball. It all started with the single by Frankie Luska, his first pro hit. And now, all of a sudden, Adam De La Cruz is the seventh man to the dish here. Then the air to Ashton Bardzell. Both Luska and Bardzell coming around to score. The ground up by Bavley. The single by Hurt. Single by Blaze. And now the single by Finney as the base is juiced with 2 outs in the fourth. And Adam De La Cruz looks at a first pitch fastball. Hit by a pitch all the way back in the first inning. Grounded out in his second AB in the third. And now batting in back-to-back innings here in the fourth. These pitchers cruising along just like they did the last time they faced off a week ago, which ended up in a 1-0 Unicorns win before this fourth inning for this Utica offense. 5 hits on the board all of a sudden for the Corns, just 1 on the other end for the Beavers. 0-2 popped it foul. And certainly when you look at it, the Beavers certainly on paper seem to have more of the potent lineup, but when you're facing a high 90s guy and a good breaking ball, good changeup, good sinker, and Ty Hensley, it's not going to be easy to get anything going. The only base runner they had was a single to start the second. Other than that, Ty Hensley has retired everyone he's faced thus far. Curveball on the ground through the hole. 1 run comes around to score, and they will pause everybody else. But station-to-station baseball has made this a 3-0 game here in the fourth. Next up for Utica, the center fielder, and Coley Curry now comes to the plate. Walk back in the third inning for Curry. Ground out to the second baseman back in the first. Infield is at normal depth here, looking for a double play with the bases loaded and only 1 out. First pitch is outside to Curry. Curry, then Nick Snyder. If Snyder came to the plate, your Zach Hart agency man on deck, you'd see the bat around here in the fourth, which is not something if you came into the game and told us that we'd think we'd see from A.J. Coleman. The way he was dealing the last time out. 87 for strike one. Well, one thing that Coleman has learned in professional ball is to not get too excited out there. Settle down. Four-year player at Cincinnati. Elevated ERA there at 5.40. Justin Orndorff points to some mechanical flaws in this right-hander's arm that caused that, but they have adjusted a few things since getting here, and they'll do a little bit more of that as he'll run through the DVS on Friday. This one is poked into right field for another base hit. One is going to come around to score, and they're going to hold your new lead runner at third base in Jordan Finney, so Malik Blaze is the third man. Make it the fourth man to scratch the plate here in the fourth inning, and they will bat around as Nick Snyder comes up. Curry on first, De La Cruz on second, Finney at third, and we'll see a slow walk to the mound here by Vaughn Joshua. Snyder today walked back in the first, struck out looking in the third. There's the new normal, the masks in the dugout. Ty Hensley trying to stay loose. That's not easy to do. A few air tosses for Ty. This inning has been a long one. After we were cruising along an hour into this ball game, just under that 55 minutes. First pitch at 7:05. Swing and a miss. Change speeds to begin things at 84. That was the fastball, we believe. Maybe a little bit lost off it here in the fourth after the long frame from Coleman. .63 pitches so far for Coleman. 30 plus in this inning already. And he saw some runners on the base pass in the first three. Jack Ferguson tuning up there for the Beavers. He was able to strand them all. Things changing here in the inning. They'll test it again. Second run coming around. Harris going to dribble that throw in, and the slide will ensure 2 more runs across the plate. 8 hits on the board all of a sudden. It's 6-0 Unicorns. De La Cruz and Finney able to collect runs in this inning. And Frankie Luska had a memorable start to this inning, and he'll come up again. Why not? First base knock of his professional career to begin things. He came around to score. 4 through 9 and your leadoff hitter have all scored in this inning. Be a fun matchup if we do see Frankie Luska against Jack Ferguson, college teammates. Got some stories to tell if that does happen. This damage still done with 1 out. Maybe just a couple more batters for Coleman. Fly ball to right field, skying up towards the berm, and you can kiss that one goodbye. Frankie Luska with a bomb to right. His first hit in the inning, and now his first professional home run is an arching ball. The helmet tap, the smile, a little jig. Frankie Luska's feeling good in his first professional game here tonight. Plates Curry and Snyder And just like that, it's a 9-0 game in favor of the Unicorns. Von Joshua heading to the mound. He's going to lift A.J. Coleman. Jack Ferguson going to come in for him, the side-winding left-hander. Ashton Bardzell would be next here. We'll step aside. Big-time inning for the Unicorns. Their best of the year. The offense is getting rolling. These offenses are starting to settle in. 9-0 the lead for the Corns. More after this.
Detroit Mercy really models a value-based education. They focus a lot on service, which provides so many different experiences and opportunities. That allows us to tie in everything we learn, how to apply that outside of the class.
There are a number of different programs that we're a part of to help bring the community back and revitalize the city of Detroit. Doing service with the community really helps bring Detroit Mercy outside of the gates and to everyone.
Detroit Mercy. Build a boundless future.
There's Jack Ferguson, takes over on the bump here for A.J. Coleman. Rough fourth inning of play that's still going on for him. Just one out. Home run by Frankie Luska chased him. It was a 3-run bomb to right field. Jack Ferguson coming from the side as of late, making that adjustment out of college. 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, 6 Ks. And a lot of that clumping nature in terms of the runs and the hits comes from one bad outing. But you look at his last outing where he went for the Hoppers. They put him on the Hoppers for some work because he hadn't got any. The starters have been going so long here for the Beavers that they had to find him a way to get some innings. So the solution was, hey, you want to go pitch a couple frames for Paul Nochi's squad? He agreed and did a really good job in a tight situation late in that game. Ashton Bardzell will be the first batter he faces. Bardzell is the 11th man to the plate here in the 4th. First pitch in for strike 1. It's a guy that Von Joshua likes. Thought he left the ball up in that one appearance when he wasn't effective, but you look at the 2 innings on Saturday. 2 innings, 1 hit, no run, no walks, 4 Ks, 30 pitches, 6 batters faced. Pretty dang good. Outside at 2-1 now. Not sure we will see that Luska-Ferguson matchup here today. We'll see how many innings they send Ferguson out there for. 85 into the glove with a swing and a miss. It's your Hoffman Dental pitching change here in the 4th inning. That's where this scorebook gets a little messy. Just cross out the next inning and right 4th here. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the ground through the chute, and they continue this monster rally here in the 4th. 8 hits, an error, has led to 9 runs. Ben Bavley trying to join the party. He's the only man on the Unicorns not to reach so far here today. Encourage you to chime in on the chats on Facebook and YouTube. Tamara Jones says, woohoo to the home run. Lynette Curry says, good hit, little brother. Let's go Unicorns. Kimberly Reed says, yes, Frankie. Yeah, Frankie has had quite the splash in his first professional game, hasn't he? See a number of you getting those trivia questions right. Number 5 coming up shortly, so keep your eyes peeled and your ears open for that one. 2-0 is keeled in there for strike one at 84. Here's a 2-1 pitch in there for strike two. Runner on first base. Still only one out in the frame here. Seems so long ago. Ben Bavley made that out. He was the third batter before the offensive explosion really opened up. And for the most part, it's all singles. But if you're Jim Messian, you say, yeah, guys, that's a way to get the offense going. Don't try to do too much. Station-to-station baseball. Threw the beach ball at that one, but couldn't get it at 73. Tough pitch by Jack Ferguson, spinning to the outside. Above average spin rate on that. For out number two, and the first strikeout now for Jack Ferguson. His 7th of the year. He had a 4-game scoreless streak before he gave up those 3 runs. Derek Hurt started that RBI train as he looks at a ball outside at 86. Luska has 3 RBIs. Hurt with 1, Blaze with 1, Finney with 1, De La Cruz with 1, Coley Curry with 1, Nick Snyder with a pair. He's a little bit more pine tar there as he flipped the bat to his left. 1-1 on Derek Hurt now. He's the 13th man to the plate here. We had a similar output the other day, trying to remember who sent 13 to the plate. Some of these games run together, especially with a lot of these guys playing on multiple teams. So it's like, yeah, that was that game. No, that was the other game. We try to sort through that as the year goes on. But it makes it fun. It keeps you on your toes. And good for some of these guys, such as Joey Weimer and Xavier Warren, to get some more at-bats than they normally would. Ross Haffey, a guy who's going to see at least some ABs on each game this week. 1-2, didn't bite at the 85-mile-an-hour pitch up high. And that's something that Ferguson wanted to do. He'd work the top of the zone, work the bottom. He thought he, kind of loaded too many in the strike zone in that game where he struggled and gave up 3. 2-2 through the chute again. Boy, that seems like a carbon copy of nearly every hit we've seen between second and short or second and third each time, with the adjustment of the home run by Luska that played at 3. So first and second now with 2 outs. Here comes Malik Blaze for the second time. RBI single for him here in the 4th. 14th man to the plate. He's 1 for 2 today. Struck out in his first appearance. Kimberly Reed must be a Frankie Luska / Madonna fan. She says, let's go, Jack. Frank Sakuro says, let's go, Frank, in all caps. Best hitter in the league thus far. Making a stamp so far, isn't he? Geely has made quite a few plays here today, including a double play, and he's able to get him out of this monster inning. They send 14 to the plate, score 9 in total. Jack Ferguson able to limit the damage here at the end. Back with more after this in a 9-0 game in favor of the Corn. Stick with us.
From the very get-go in your major, you are doing things involved with your major. And they really do a good job with finding professors that not only know what they're talking about, but know how to teach what they're talking about.
Here, the professor cares about your success and is willing to work for it with you.
You get the intensive care from each professor. You get the interactions with different students both in and outside of your major.
There's always something happening on campus. There's always something to do. Go visit campus and really experience everything that campus has to offer. Once you do that, it makes up your mind for you.
Detroit Mercy. Build a boundless future.
Last year, Belfour did 114,000 different jobs around the world. We've been to floods, fires, tornado sites, earthquakes, where people have lost everything. Yes, your homes can be rebuilt, and yes, your businesses will be rebuilt. But most importantly, your lives will be rebuilt. There's nothing that we cannot fix, and we believe that.
It's our pictures.
To me, that's Belfour. At Belfour, we're restoring more than property.
So, question number 4, who is Johnny Fontaine's character rumored to be based on? We'll get to that answer in just a second to see who takes home another prize. Get to some comments on Facebook and Twitter here. Patrick Chesterton says, where's Dan Griesbaum? 3 questions mark. We missed the color. Dan Griesbaum will be back tomorrow. No worries. I think he's venturing somewhere up north, Petoskey area. Shirley Driscoll says, good job, Hurt, from Kansas. So we have a Kansas viewer here today. So question number 4, are you ready? Who is Johnny Fontaine's character rumored to be based on? It is Frank Sinatra. So the Godfather night continues here from Jimmy John's Field in Utica. Look at that. Dan Griesbaum Jr. has just joined the broadcast. His ears were ringing. Hello, Dan. See you tomorrow. Hope you're having fun. Xavier Warren leads off the 4th inning. It was a long rest for Ty Hensley. I want to say that inning was at least a half hour. This one outside to Warren. He flew out to right field his first time up. Seems like so long ago. 1-0, golf to right field, sending Barzell back to the track. Leaps, can't get it. It's off the top of the wall. Warren cruises to second base, and that's one of the best swings we've seen by him in a while. Has been scuffling to get it going slightly at the plate. 3 for 15 to start his USPBL career. Tomahawk that one, though, to right. Here's Romero Harris now, struck out swinging back in the first inning. That was a 1-2-3 frame for Ty Hensley. This is the 2nd inning tonight where it's been started out by the hit from a Beavers. There's some of your winners here at Jimmy John's Field. Coppola wine basket, good stuff. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's in for strike 2. 0-2 on Harris. Joey Weimer, your Zach Hart agency man on deck. Here's the 0-2 outside at 78. So pretty good curveball today from Ty Hensley. Fastball has been as high as 94. It's been a consistent 91, 92. Arsenal that features the fastball, the power curve, the changeup, and the cutter. Ahead in the count here again. Just getting a piece of that. First time Harris saw Ty Hensley, thought he got a better read on that curveball than anything. But as soon as you start to sit on a curveball from a guy like Ty Hensley, is the moment that you look silly out there. So that's not necessarily something he's looking to do, but if he sees it, something he thinks he can turn around. 1-2 pitches outside. Vaughn Joshua still looking for Romero Harris to fully bring back what he saw in the California Winter League. You're new to our broadcast. Vaughn Joshua brought up a lot of guys from that Winter League to this USPBL season. 2-2 on the ground, third base side. De La Cruz can't get it, and that's going to find its way into left field and send Xavier Warren to third base. Joey Weimer will get his second chance here in this game. Single to start the seconds. So Ty Hensley sees a runner in scoring position for the second time here tonight. Weimer got to second base off a pass ball the first time around. But after that strikeout, fly-out strikeout, Hensley wasted no time to dust him off. And you can't blame Ty for being a little bit rusty here in the fourth inning. I mean, he sat a good 25, 30 minutes, and that's not a stretch because the Unicorns sent 14 men to the plate. I believe the highest output this year. High and tight at 88. So he's lost a little gusto on that fastball. But let's see if he warms up a little bit more again here in the fourth. There's your lead runner in Xavier Warren. Clocked one off the right field wall to begin this one, and that's going to score a run off the bat of Weimer. So one Milwaukee draft pick drives in another. And Romero Harris going to go first to third. Good base running there. Got to recognize that one right away because you stutter it all, and a guy like Curry with a pretty good arm out in center field could throw you out. So in a 9-1 game now, as the Beavers scratch across their first run, I mean, with this offense that they have, if they can piece together some hits against Ty Hensley, this ball game's not over. This is one of the better offenses now in the USPBL. If Weimer and Warren kind of settle in as a Beaver, we'll see if they do. Swing and a miss to Ross Haffey. No action in either pen right now. Imagine you'd see Jack Ferguson come out for the fifth inning. On the ground to the shortstop. Blaze feeds over to first, but it's a productive at-bat for Ross Haffey as he'll notch an RBI. Romero Harris comes around to score. Now Cameron Comer steps his way in, fly out to left his first time up. Comer completing the battery with A.J. Coleman earlier tonight. Now catches Jack Ferguson. Big swing and a miss there. Oh, 1 up the gut. Hensley. You have a pickle here. Down the third baseline, De La Cruz nearly overthrow Finney, and that's off the noggin and into left field of Joey Weimer. A little bit of a smile by Joey as he cruises to home plate there. Alec Oland steps to the plate now, and all things considered, Comer gets a fielder's choice. Would have probably been out at first base if Hensley would have been that direction. First pitch on the corner to Alec Oland. Every pickle this year brought to you by Sherwood Brewing. They have a pickle pizza half off at Sherwood Brewing. 0-1 pitch is popped foul. So yes, we have a pickle sponsor. And we've had 2 in the last 2 games after only having 1, I think, in the first few. So we thank Sherwood Brewing for being a partner of the USPBL since the beginning. They've been great to us. Here's a 0-2 curveball. Didn't break. Remained high at 79. Ron Williams Jr., your Zach Hart agency man on deck here in the fourth. Good answer by this Beavers offense. They score 3 after 9 were put on the board by the Unicorns in the last half. Comer going to catch up, but no way he advances on that as Curry collects the second out. Ron Williams Jr. trying to snap his 0 for 1. So going back to the top of the 4th inning, everyone scored but Ben Bavley. So that's some production up and down your lineup for Jim Essian's squad, and it's a welcome sight. Although they technically have outscored their opponents this year, they came in with just 28 runs through 9 contests so far. But to outscore your opponents in that fashion, you have to have great pitching, which has been something they have done all throughout the year so far. Team ERA of 2.25. 1-1 is off the plate inside. 2-1 now on Williams Jr. A dazzling strikeout to walk ratio as well for this whole Unicorns team. 85 Ks, 29 walks. That's what you want. 2-1 is pop foul. Really good back into the bullpen, and Nolan Clenny. Bobby Komitas has done a good job. Clenny 2 walks, 14 Ks. Komitas 1 walk, 14 Ks. There's that lonely ball that landed in the heart of those seats. That young man's got a souvenir. He have 2 now? Was that the young man we saw earlier? He's got a Beavers fan out there. Ooh, tough play for Snyder over at first base. Is going to score another run. Cameron Comer going to scurry across the dish. We'll see how they score that one. It's hit hard. Looks like they went up with the second error of the inning. So 2 errors on the Unicorns, 1 on the Beavers thus far. First pitch to Jonathan Brandt is low and away. So after they sent 14 to the plate in the top half, the Beavers said, no, we're going to extend this inning even further. We're going to send 8 to the plate and counting here in the bottom of the 4th. They have 4 runs on the board. Anything you can do, I can do better? Maybe, if they score 9. That'd be a feat here with 2 outs here in the 4th. Finney going to make his way to the mound here. Lonnie Cobble says, Ty, keep throwing the fastballs by these guys. Elizabeth Torres says, nice hit, Xavier. Kathleen Torres echoes those sentiments. My broadcast partner, Dan Griesbaum Jr., chiming in on Facebook as well. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fly ball to center. Curry ranging right in the mouth of the flagpole. He'll collect that for out number 3. Not quite the output that the Unicorns put up in this inning, but a good college try. 4 runs come across the plate. It's a closer game now. Jeremiano back with you here from Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. An outstanding night for baseball, much cooler than we're used to seeing here in the July months. We'll see what August has to bring. Well, here we go. Listen up. Question 5 of your Godfather trivia here tonight. What are the names of the 3 blood-related Corleone sons? Again, what are the names of the 3 blood-related Corleone sons? So that answer coming up in a little bit. Here on the USPBL network, we see Jack Ferguson come out for his first full inning of work. Did a pretty good job to limit the damage, calm the storm. As he took over for A.J. Coleman. Faced 4 batters in the top of the 4th. Ashton Bardzell, the first man he saw single, then struck out Ben Bavley, gave up a single to Derek Curtin, then the ground out to Malik Blaze. Ended the threat. The bottom of the lineup, we see a pinch hitter come off the bench. It's number 9, Jalen Smith for Jim Essian's team. It's not too often you'll see pinch hitting appearances, number 1, because you usually only have 2 position players available on the bench with these shortened rosters. The 1-1 from Ferguson high and away at 86. Number 2, if there's an injury with those shortened bench numbers, you don't necessarily want to take guys out unless you have to. But in a 9-4 game here in the 5th, Jim Essian is comfortable enough to lift for Smith. Quite the glove by Warren. Throw to first on a missile as Haffey rose up to get that one for out number 1. Xavier Warren flashing the leather here tonight as well. And they want to see Xavier Warren catch a good amount here in the USPBL because that is the position he was drafted on draft night just a couple months ago in Major League Baseball. Some were surprised by that. He wasn't so much surprised. But talked to Von Joshua about that before the game. They do have a need in the infield with Sam Troyer. You heard it from Justin Orndorff earlier, still being out 3-4 more weeks with that broken hand. So for now, the need is for Xavier in the infield and at third base, but they are going to get him some catching reps. 0-1 in there for strike 2. Nothing in 2 is outside. So we told you Dan Griesbaum Jr. is watching. He commented, he says, "I'm mad about this Godfather question in my absence." Exclamation point. The Godfather and Frank Sinatra are my favorites. Miss you all and see you soon. Soon as in tomorrow. De La Cruz checked his swing. They're going to check it over at first base. That was one of our more engaged comments that we've seen by a viewer. 4 likes and one of those wow faces. What do they officially call that? I think it's a wow, right, on Facebook. Over to first, and again, he did not go. So checking his way to a 3-2 count here in the 5th. Christian Gibbons, our fine director here tonight. Jeremiah Hergot, our producer and graphics operator. Mr. Tinky on camera 1 in front of my face here. 3-2 pitch outside. So 1-out walk in inning number 5, and Coley Curry will try to reach for the 3rd time here tonight. Curry batting in the 2-hole here today. We've seen him quite a bit in the leadoff spot, playing center field again for the Corns here tonight. Nice table setter at the number 2 hole. Has some power, has some speed. Good compliment to Adam De La Cruz. Curry RBI single back in the 4th. Walked in the 3rd as well. Now the 0-1. Chase to pitch at 74 on the exterior. And that breaking ball today for Ferguson has looked like a good one. See what he goes with here in the 0-2. Maybe the elevated fastball. It goes right back outside again. But Curry was not fishing that time. Now the 1-2. High. Not a bad sequence there by Ferguson, but two good eyes by Curry. Coley Curry is a guy that really loves his manager, Jim Essien. Says he's a pleasure to be around. Straight up guy. He has some pop in his bat, but he talked to me about that, and he says, yeah, I never really strived to hit homers. But when you're gap to gap like he is, it shows that you can hit them out, even on a line. Dribbler. Warren feeds to second in time. Geely, quick turn over to first. The scoop by Haffey, but on the first base bag is the speedy Curry. So he's there with two down, and Nick Snyder, the last shot. Nick today, 2 RBI single back in the 4th inning, struck out in the 3rd, and walked back in the 1st as well. You talk about gap-to-gap hitters that have some power. There was one showcased yesterday for the Diamond Hoppers, and Zach Gray hit a bomb over the stage out there. What a play by Xavier Warren! Picks it up with one hand and pins it over to first base for the outs. Erases Nick Snyder here in the 5th inning. Warren flashing the glove a couple times here today, in the bat as well. More when we get back.
Detroit Mercy really models a value-based education. They focus a lot on service, which provides so many different experiences and opportunities. That allows us to tie in everything we learn, how to apply that outside of the class.
There are a number of different programs that we're a part of to help bring the community back and revitalize the city of Detroit. Doing service with the community really helps bring Detroit Mercy outside of the gates and to everyone.
Detroit Mercy. Build a boundless future.
Well, the USPBL reading program School of the Game, Ashley Elementary. They're in the Anchor Bay School District. Teacher spotlight is Miss Von Hully. She's the school principal. So we thank our fine sponsors that present that. You see them on the bottom of the screen. Ribby getting some action in on that graphic as well. We'll answer question number 5 in a second. That's what are the names of the 3 blood-related Corleone sons? Again, what are the names of the 3 blood-related Corleone sons? You can chime in at the last second if you know that. Check some of the comments on Facebook and YouTube. Kathleen Torres in all caps says, yes, Xavier. Yeah, that's all you need to say to describe a play like that. He did a great job. Tracy McCurvey says, let's go Beavers. And the answer to that question is Fredo, Michael, and Santino, the names of the 3 blood-related Corleone sons. There they are. Freddie Geely was the lone man not to bat in the 4th inning. They sent 8 to the plate. Chipped away at it. A couple errors by the Unicorns allowed them to score 4 in the end, and Ty Hensley is back out there for his 5th inning of work. I think you have to chop some of those runs and some of the performance that we saw in that 4th to the long layoff that Hensley had to deal with. His offense sent 14 to the plate and scored 9 runs, and he was left sitting in the dugout, which I'm sure he loves on one extent, but in the other half, you're not out there, not able to really throw any warm-up tosses in between besides coming back on the mound, and it can affect you sometimes. I mean, you're talking about almost, the time of a small rain delay, which some managers even bat an eye at putting a guy back out there after 30 minutes. This one is high and outside to Xavier Warren. This man is flashing the glove here tonight. Beautiful play to end the third inning. The ball he picked up with his bare hand and chucked it across his body. Kind of Brandon Inge-like over there at third, as this one is in for strike number one. I think he's got a better bat than Inge does, though, here. And a few more overall tools. Can run. Has some pop in this switch hitter. Switch hitter, that's the big thing. 2-1 on Xavier Warren. They're whispering in my ear, yeah, he'd probably hit a home run in the home run derby. Remember Inge? What year was that? Here's the 2-1 pitch on the ground, whittled to second base. Bavley charges, throws to first for the second out. That was one of the better offensive years for Brandon in a Detroit uniform. Romero Harris trying to break his 0 for 2. Reached on an error to the third baseman De La Cruz back in the fourth inning and struck out in the first. Joey Weimer, your Zach Hart agency man on deck. Ty Hensley trying to coax his third 1-2-3 frame. Had one in the first, had one in the third. Just 4 batters came to the plate in the second after the leadoff single by Weimer. And Torres, who is now behind the dish for Finney. So Jim Essien now at a bench players here. It was Torres and Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith pinched hit for Jordan Finney, the bottom of the lineup, to lead off the 5th inning of batting for the Unicorns. And now Torres is in to catch Ty Hensley. Here's the 0-1 on the ground third base side. Nice play by De La Cruz to buy him some extra time, kind of skidding on the dirt there, and that will end a very snappy 5th inning. He works his third 1-2-3 frame here today. We'll see if he has one more in him when we get back on the USPBL Network. Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field. Take a peek at the standings brought to you by Scott's. The Hoppers with another big victory last night. Unicorns and Beavers right in the thick of things. The Mammoths scuffling, but like Justin Orenduff and I discussed yesterday, that's always been kind of a late blooming Mammoths team. Made a nice run charging into the playoffs last year. Reminder, every pickle this season brought to you by Sherwood Brewing. You can get a half-off pizza, a pickle pizza, that is, every pickle that you see in a USPBL game. Just mention the broadcast. You can head to Sherwood Brewing for that tomorrow. Another Hoffman Dental pitching change. Ferguson did a pretty good job in his time in there. It's Cole Price who comes in now. So the only arm left in that pen scheduled besides starters is Gavin Wayman. We saw him in the doubleheader over the weekend. take a peek at Price's numbers. 5 appearances, has not given up a run, just 1 hit through 7 innings, 4 walks, and 8 Ks thus far for Cole. First pitch is a big, lofty swing and a miss there by Frankie Luska. Single and a 3-run homer, all in the 4th inning. What a professional debut for Mr. Luska at the DH spot. Geely has been real good today. Another nice play. 1 up and 1 down. Both outs produced by Luska today has been over to Geely at second base. Ashton Bardzell will get his 4th hack at things here. He's reached base every time, pair of singles, and also reached on an error in his AB in the 3rd inning as well. So fastball slider mostly for Price. The fastball can reach low 90s to low mid 90s. .94 outside. It's about where he tops out at. Guy that spent some time in the program last year, did him a lot of good. Fly ball to center field. Puts Harris on his high horse for out number 2. They didn't think that Price really pieced it together fully last year, but he's off to some kind of start this year. They really want to see him put it together in stretches. That was the case for Justin Ornduff when talking about Price early on this year, but, I mean, he's showing it. No runs, just 1 hit given up in 7 innings, and it'll stay that way as it flies into the glove of Jonathan Brandt at shortstop here. It's a snappy 1-2-3 inning for Cole Price here in the 6th. Still a 9-4 lead for the Unicorns.
They called it the 1,000-year flood. They were having homes and businesses flooded, and the roads were being washed out.
My entire house is going to be flooded. Okay, do you have a second story?
A lot of fear that we were going to lose a lot of people. When we heard the police station was flooded, we immediately gave them our command center to operate out of.
Belfort was our savior. Sheldon and his team restored 25 of our businesses and more than 1,500 residences.
At Belfort, we're restoring more than property.
Upcoming games brought to you by Motor City Casino. Tomorrow starts the weekend. Garrett Chrisman, Ben McKendall. That was a pretty dynamic outing the last time around. Ben McKendall had trouble in that 1 inning, but ended up pitching all the way. Garrett Chrisman was solid all the way through. Double dip scheduled between the Unicorns and the Hoppers on Saturday, and then wrapping things up with Bobby Komitas and Gavin Wayman as the Mammoths and the Unicorns with a afternoon tilt here at Jimmy John's Field. Your final trivia question, listen up. Another prize at stake. Godfather Night, question 6. Connie Corleone is played by Talia Shire. Shire is the real-life sister of whom? So we'll have that answer later in the broadcast. Encourage you to chime in on Facebook and YouTube. Jill Ferguson on Facebook says, shout out to Fergie with the baseball emoji. Yeah, Fergie did a nice job here today. Anytime I talk to Von Joshua, and unfortunately I'm not able to have really any in-person conversations with any of these players or coaches, so a lot of these are over the phone, but you can hear the smile in the tone of Von Joshua when he talks about Jack Ferguson and, you know, the one bad outing that he had. He was like, yeah, you know, he's allowed that one, but he likes what he's doing out there. Another Hoffman Dental pitching change brings this man to the mound. They like what he's doing as well. Nolan Clenny, the closer, for the Unicorns comes in here. We'll see if he tries to go 2 innings as he comes in inning number 6. Clenny with a 1 ERA thus far. Yes, 1.00. 8 appearances, 9 innings on the bump, just 3 hits, 1 run was earned, and 2 walks compared to 14 Ks. Joey Weimer had it going versus Ty Hensley. Credit to him. 2 for 2, couple singles, runs scored back in the 4th inning. That's where they scored 4. It's why it's still 9-4. We've seen that so often this year. It's the 2 or 1 innings, in this case, the top and the bottom half of the 4th. You saw 9 runs there by the Unicorns off many hits and many RBIs up and down the order, and then 4 runs the inning after, but the pitching closes the gap and settles everything down. Here's the 0-2 to Weimer. Swing and a miss. Dusted him off at 93. Strikeout number 15 on the year already for Nolan Clenny. So credit to Ty Hensley. He pushed through 5 innings of work here tonight. And to think that he faced 8 batters in the 4th and was able to uncork a 1-2-3 frame back in the 5th with a fly out, a ground out, and a ground out says a lot. First pitch to Ross Haffey. Just missed that one as he fouled it back to the screen here. Haffey and Cameron Comer, your next men due up here in the 6th inning. That's your Zach Hart agency look. 0-1 slider in there for strike 2. Clenny and Hensley are often seen playing catch when they're not on the bump. Here's a swing and a miss at 83. Got him with the slider that time for out number 2. Cameron Comer is 0 for 2 here today. Fielder's choice, fly out, and a run scored back in the 4th inning as well today for Comer. Alec Olin would be next. Clenny shows no signs of wanting another man to come to the plate here in the 6th inning, though. Spread out middle of the infield. Second baseman Bavley well towards the hole. Shortstop Blaze is there as well. One piped outside for ball 1. Outfield pretty much straight up. They play this lefty off the line in left, as you'd expect. Cameron Comer last game got 2 base knocks off of Ty Hensley, so he can hit some of these fireballers. And Von Joshua likes where he's at so far. 1-2, swing and a miss. Struck him out. Nolan Clenny strikes out the side here in the 6th inning. Fastball, slider so far here today. Now time for your Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers race.
Those Motor City wheels are messing around, waiting to get the call to go downtown. La 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 la. Taking some time and having some fun, waiting to get the call that it's time to run. La, la, la.
Holy Hot Rods, it's race time. Chevy Detroit wheels, start your engines.
Well, here's your Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers race. They come out strong out of the gate here. PD Pickup is always the dark horse. He doesn't usually finish very well. He comes in second, kind of makes that late push. So let's see. Petey's kind of spinning out, though. Boy, he blew a tire. He's behind the group here today as they race past the third base dugout. They got to go all the way to the first base side, so they'll take it slow at times. Crash down the third baseline, and Petey Pickup is not feeling good here today. He's having trouble with the car. They're going to have to fix him up after the game here today. Now look at this tight finish. Little hop step and a little flare at the finish. Another good Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers race to finish things up here today. And there's your fan of the game as well. A lady that has a unicorn's mask and a unicorn shirt. Her mother has a Mammoth jersey, and her father with a Beavers shirt. My goodness. House triple divided there. Cole Price out for his second inning of work. He made quick work of the three batters he faced in the sixth. So did Nolan Clenny. Both worked 1, 2, 3 frames. Seven, 8, 9 coming up for the Unicorns, trying to pad this already fairly big lead. It feels that way. Anytime you have a 5-run spread with some of these relievers in the USPBL, you got to do some major work to come back. Arms like Ferguson, Clenny, Price, Comedis, they've all done outstanding work so far with the Unicorns and their Beavers squads respectively. 77 in the dirt there from Price. Two-0 is inside. Jeremy Otto to bring the call here tonight. Justin Orenduff was able to slide in for a few innings earlier. We appreciate that from the Director of Baseball Operations here, Dan Griesbaum Jr. My normal partner will be back with me tomorrow. Malik Blaze had an RBI single in that monster inning back in the fourth where they scored 9 off 14 batters. Struck out and grounded out in his other 2 at-bats. He's a straight fastball there at 93 nearly for strike 1. Beautiful sunset here this evening. Great shot by our crew. 0-1 is a swing and a miss. Just to cap off a absolutely gorgeous night for baseball. I mean, no sun, but I think everybody in Michigan will take the night off from that. It's been pretty hot and muggy all throughout this USPBL season so far. 73 degrees currently at 8:56 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone, as that one is downstairs for ball 1. One, 2 floated back. Keeping an eye on that Kansas City and Detroit game as well. Detroit off to a 4-2 start. Jacoby Jones has had a monster start to the year. Homers galore. We'd love to see him continue that. It's 2-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning down at Copa. 1-2, soft serve to Geely. Feeds to second in time. Over to first. Money. Freddie Geely has had some kind of day defensively. Let's see. Let's count up his ground balls that he's played. He had a double play back in the first inning. Another ground out to end the first. Was a part of a 3-4-3 double play in the second. Had a 4-3 ground out in the third. 1 to lead off the 6th inning. And now a 4-6-3 double play turned for the second out here in inning number 6. And all of a sudden, Jalen Smith is the last opportunity here. First pitch is outside. Two-0 pitch is off the glove of Comer. So did Jim Essien do a double switch here, going back to his Cubs days? Manager of the Cubs back in the 90s. But, so Jalen Smith hit for the spot of Jordan Finney back in the 5th inning, but then we saw Torres come in to catch. 3-0 pitch is low. Back to the top of the order, and Adam De La Cruz for his 5th at-bat here. Reached almost every way. Walk, hit by pitch, single. I guess the error would be his next opportunity. I'm sure he wants just a straight hit, though. Picked up hit number 7 of the year. Really patient hitter, though. I mean, to go with some of the pop that you see, a pair of doubles and an RBI in the leadoff spot for Adam De La Cruz, but he's got 9 walks, make it 10 now after today, and just 3 strikeouts. Smith active over there, taking a pretty big secondary lead, but he scrambles back to first base. .20 high at 92. We've seen 94 from Cole Price. This is his 2nd inning of work. Pair of walks, which has been uncharacteristic for his work this year, and that's his 3rd of the inning to put runners on 1st and 2nd. That will draw Cameron Comer out to the mound here. Price coming in, 4 walks to 8 Ks. So that's really been the only opportunity for base runners to get on for him. But up until this point, he's stranded every runner that has roamed the bases thus far this season. 5 appearances, just 1 hit, 4 walks, and no runs. Chucked foul. Things stay the same. We're hearing rumors that we'll talk to a former Madonna Crusader in the post game. Frankie Luska really setting the table to keep this game right where it is. I mean, his home run was big, given the Beavers struck back for 4 runs in the bottom half. An inning where the Unicorns sent 14 to the plate and scored 9 themselves. 2-1 here on Coley Curry. Single and a fielder's choice and a walk and a ground out. Yes, these guys have had 5 at-bats in a 7-inning contest. That's not easy to do. 2-1 on the ground up the middle. That might score another run. Hard around the third base bag is Jalen Smith, and he is going to score without a throw. Big-time AAA insurance run here in the 7th. It's now 10-4 in favor of the Corns. 2nd RBI of the night for Curry. 4 and 5 in total. Here's Nick Snyder now. Pair of RBIs for him and a single. Came around to score in the 4th. Who didn't? 8 of the 9 came around to score in that 4th inning for the Unicorns. First pitch outside to Nick Snyder. First and second here with 2 outs. An uppercut swing there from Nick Snyder. He's the 6th man to bat here in the inning. One is in there for strike 2. We had a question come across the feed on Facebook. Melanie Covey saying, how do you find out who won the prizes? So it's the first 2 correct answers on both feeds. So a total of 4 per question. That's pretty darn good. Those are good odds. Two and 2 here for Snyder. Question 6 will be answered right after Take Me Out to the Ball Game, coming after the last strike or out, whichever one comes first, by Cole Price. Marcy Frick Hensley asked how many hits did Ty give up? Unofficially 3 from my scorebook. 3-2 with the runners moving. That's fouled back. Continue to get a great look at that skyline here. Look at it. Fluffy, spread out type cotton clouds, I'm going to call it. Here's the 3-2. Swinging a fly ball to or line drive to left. That's going to get down and score another run. And just like that, it's 11-4 Unicorns. Frankie Luska will get another opportunity to hit here. Adam De La Cruz scores his second run of the game. Curry goes from first to third. Snyder now has 3 RBIs on the day for a total of 8 on the season thus far. First pitch to Frankie Luska is on the corner for strike 1. 7th man to bat here in the 7th inning. Nothing in 1, off speed at 79 outside. So Cole Price giving up run number 1 and 2 of his young season so far in his 6th appearance here tonight. Every reliever is going to have an outing like this, though. And fitting, I guess, that it's on the night where the Unicorns have had their best night offensively. 11 hits off 13 runs, 1 error on the other side for Birmingham. They've limited the Birmingham Bloomfield offense to just 3 hits. 2-1 through the chute for a base hit. It's a 3-hit debut for Frankie Luska here in the USPBL, and he plates another run, his 4th RBI. Going to catch up with him in our Zach Hart, or our Auto Lab postgame show, I should say. This is your next batter, brought to you by Zach Hart Agency. It's Ashton Bardzell here in the 7th. Auto Lab postgame from the United Shore Media Desk down there on the first base side. First pitch to Ashton Bardzell, little high fly ball to right center field. Chase Weimer a little bit further than he was comfortable with, but he is able to steal the 3rd out. They sent 8 more to the plate. 3 more driven in as well, and it's a more comfortable lead all of a sudden for the Unicorns at 12-4. 7th inning stretch, time for Take Me Out to the Ball Game as well with Leo Ortel. It looks like some delay to Take Me Out to the Ball Game. There are some problems with the scoreboard, so maybe some communications problems over in the booth to our left. But Nolan Clenny is going to come out for his 2nd inning of work. He made quick work of this Birmingham Bloomfield offense back in the 6th. KKK. All of them were a swinging strike. And let's take a look at your question 6 answer here. Connie Corleone is played by Talia Shire. Shire is the real-life sister of whom? It's Frances Ford Coppola. So there you go. Good job of the crew to piece everything together. Going back to the outing, though, by Clenny thus far. We told you 3 Ks for 3 strikeouts, all swinging. The first one on the fastball, he kind of blew it by Joey Weimer, which hasn't been easy to do here tonight. And then the slider to set down Haffey and Comer. Kim Page Reed on Facebook says, "Let's go Frankie, woohoo." Yes, he's had that kind of day. 3-run homer. pair of singles in his professional debut. David Baird says, go Utica. Good look at the moon. Great job of the crew here tonight, fetching all the artsy shots here. They're doing a great job to piece this thing from behind. Jeremiah Hergott, our producer and graphics man, Christian Gibbons. Gibby, our director again here tonight. Olin Williams Brand, your Zach Hart Agency 3 men due up and last up here in the 7th inning. 0-1. Off the edge of the bat, Blaze ranges and got him. Leska actually seeing some time over at first base now. He made that catch. He comes in for Nick Snyder. So Frankie is projected to play some first. He can play some outfield. I'm sure we'll see him DH as he was successful in that here tonight. Ron Williams Jr. today 0 for 2. Reached on an error back in the 4th inning. Grounded out, or flew out to right field his first time up. And a different inning here for Nolan Clunny. He goes with the contact, and it's been soft contact thus far. And Jonathan Brandt, now your last opportunity. Brent Horde, watching us on YouTube, wants to thank everybody here at the USPBL, the stream crew, the players, the league in general. Tanetta Snyder says, nice job, Nick. Go Unicorns. Dina Carney Price says, thank you guys for all you do. Brandt pops this one foul. Oh, 1 pitch, swing and a miss. Sorry, that was the 0-2. No scoreboard here, so look down for a second. But that's a 1-2-3 inning for Nolan Clunny. What a way to save this thing out. 6 up, 6 down. Here in inning 6 and 7. 4 strikeouts in total for Nolan, and he just adds to his already great start to the season. And there's your post-game handshakes, foot touches, whatever you got to do in quarantine / COVID-19 / social distancing. These guys have some fun with that. And a beautiful night for some baseball here at Jimmy John's Field. Back with more after this on your Auto Lamppost.
If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Scoring back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together, divided we fall. Ain't no turning back, we done came too far to turn around and have a seat now. We don't compare, cause we unicorn. Unicorn, illuminate the dark with my uniform. My uniform, every time you see me stand up and salute me. It ain't no competition, not even from you. If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Scoring back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together, divided we fall. Ain't no turning back, we done came too far to turn around and have a seat now. We don't compare, cause we unicorns. Unicorn, illuminate the dark with my uniform. My uniform, every time you see me stand up and salute me. It ain't no competition, not even from you.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club. Join today, starting at just $21.99 a month.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
Detroit Mercy really models a value-based education. They focus a lot on service, which provides so many different experiences and opportunities that allows us to tie in everything we learn, how to apply that outside of the class.
There are a number of different programs that we're a part of to help bring the community back and revitalize the city of Detroit. Doing service with the community really helps bring Detroit Mercy outside of the gates and to everyone.
Detroit Mercy. Build a boundless future.
With Equinox from your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, the sky isn't the limit. Lease a 2020 Equinox LT front-wheel drive for just $261 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At FSBCares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBCares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
At Priority Health, we're embarking on a new normal, embracing the changes needed to keep Michigan safe. While that may look a little different for everyone, Priority Health is here to help. With access to the care you need, the doctors you want, and the quality coverage you can afford. So you can get back to this, and this, safely, steadily, and with the smartest health coverage possible.
Auto Lab post-game show here at the United Shore Media Desk. 12-4 win for the Unicorns here tonight. Beautiful night for baseball. Great backdrop to begin things and end things here today. 77 degrees. Great day for baseball here with our player of the game here today. First game, Frankie Luska broke in quite easily. You made it look easy out there. Do you feel pretty good at the plate?
Yeah, coming in, it was my first day. I just want to take some good swings. Prove these guys that I can come out here and play. And, just let it go, let my swing go and play my game.
Cool night for the Madonna Crusaders. I'm a Madonna grad. I was able to cover you in college, so cool to see you here. And certainly Jack Ferguson doing well as well. You guys took a nice picture after the game, huh?
Yeah. That's my guy right there, you know what I mean? Been playing 3 years of college ball with him. I almost got a chance to face him, but inning, so it's all right.
Now, I talked to Teddy Faulkner, your college skipper, and he said he owned you indoors. Is that true from the training in the off season?
Indoors, it's a little different when you come out here and play and you got the sun shining, but he did have my number inside. His stuff's moving really well. Fastball's running like crazy in on my hands, but it is what it is.
It's certainly different to see him coming from the side. Had another nice outing here today, though. What makes a guy like that tough to face, certainly as a lefty like yourself?
Yeah, you just gotta see the ball arm side. A lot of run. Just gotta get out in front, but trying to see the fastball up front. His sweeping slider, it's hard to stay back on it, but you just gotta catch the ball out front. Maybe he'll be squared up.
Chatting here with Frankie Luska. He's your player of the game here today. As my glasses fog up. That's the problem with the mask and glasses. I'm just going to take them off and squint at the camera. But today, obviously, a good and great inning for you guys offensively in the fourth inning overall. 14 batters to the plate, really station to station with the singles and an error mixed in there before your home run. But just what did the offense do well today?
I mean, yeah, they were struggling early on before coming in 1-0, 2-1 ball games, but we had a nice solid fourth inning. Got plated a couple of booted balls, but we were swinging it pretty well that inning.
And taking it back to your home run, high and in, but that's kind of where you like it, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he threw me a changeup down first pitch, but gave me a fastball next pitch. I just turned on it, let my hands do the work, and put it in the air.
Watching it kind of during batting practice, soaking up kind of what Jim Estien's all about. He's obviously had experience in the big leagues as a manager. I know he was the person who kind of recruited you, and I want to talk about Taylor Jellikowski in a second, but talk about what you've learned from the skip just in the day you've been here.
I mean, I've been talking to him a lot. I mean, learning a lot from him. He's just telling me, let me go play, like, carefree, have fun, you know what I mean? Just keep doing me. He knows what I can do, but he's a really nice guy. I mean, I love the way he's talking to me now. He's really lets me do my thing, you know what I mean?
Taylor Jellikowski, a guy who's been talking to you quite a bit and moved down from the USPBL here to the Minnesota Twins pretty easily. But what has he told you before your debut here today?
Jelly's been keeping in contact with me, you know. He's my new catching coach now. So I'm going to be working with him a lot and stuff, and he gives me a lot of good tips, you know what I mean? Just coming in here, just coming to the ballpark early, getting my early work, and just showing these guys that what I'm here to do.
Frankie, thanks so much for stopping by here today. Best of luck going forward. You certainly had a great start to your pro career here tonight.
Thank you, man. I love it.
Player of the game in our Auto Lab postgame show. Big-time win for the Unicorns overall here tonight. 12-4 your final. They use a 9-run fourth inning to take the game here today. Another good pitching matchup tomorrow. Looking forward to that one. 7:05 start right here on the USPBL Network. We'll see you then.